You know what's crazy about track and field? The rivalries look so intense on the track that you'd swear some sprinters can't stand each other. But here's the twist. Many of those so-called enemies are actually cool friends when the spikes come off. Today we're counting down 9 track and field sprinters who fans thought hated each other, but who turned out to be surprisingly close friends off the track. Let's get into it. At number 9, we've got one of the fiercest rivalries in middle distance running, Jacob Ingebrigtsen and Josh Kerr. On the track, these two look like sworn enemies. Kerr even called Jacob cocky, and Jacob has thrown shade back. Fans were ready for an all-out beef. But here's the twist. Off the track, they actually respect each other a ton. Despite the barbs, both have admitted to respecting each other's talent. In a 2024 podcast, Kerr acknowledged Ingebrigtsen's work ethic, saying, "He's a phenomenal athlete, no question. We just see the sport differently." Ingebrigtsen, in a rare reflective moment after Paris 2024, called Kerr one of the few who can match me on my day. These glimpses reveal a dynamic less about personal animosity and more about two alpha competitors using each other as fuel. They've been spotted laughing together at meets, and they both push each other to new heights. So while it looks like pure hostility on the surface, behind the scenes, it's more like mutual motivation with a side of friendship. That's why at number 9, it's Jacob Ingebrigtsen and Josh Kerr. Coming in at number 8, it's Marie-Josée Taloo and Lyles Fraser-Price. These two have battled head-to-head in countless 100-meter races. And because Lyles has been such a dominant force for years, many fans assumed Taloo would be bitter rivals with her. But instead, the two share nothing but love. The pinnacle arrived at the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo, a swan song for both veterans in their late 30s. In the women's 100-meter heats, experience triumphed as the duo went 1-2. Taloo Smith edging ahead in 11.05 seconds, with Fraser-Price cruising controlled in 11.09, their embrace at the finish line going viral as a testament to enduring grace. Fraser-Price, rainbow-streaked hair flying, advanced to the final for a 6th-place finish before anchoring Jamaica's silver medal 4x100-meter relay, a poetic cap to her 18-year career. Taloo has openly praised Fraser-Price's legacy, while Shelly calls Taloo one of the fiercest but kindest competitors out there. Their friendship shows that you can respect greatness while still chasing your own. That's why at number 8, we're giving it to Taloo and Fraser-Price. At number 7, we've got Elaine Thompson-Herah and Gabby Thomas. Fans expected tension here. Elaine is a double Olympic champion, and Gabby has been her rising challenger in both the 100-meter and 200-meter. But instead of drama, these two constantly show support for each other. Tensions, or at least perceptions of them, bubbled up in June 2024 at the New York City Grand Prix. Thompson-Herah, returning from a hamstring tweak, faltered to 8th in the 100-meter, 11.48 seconds into a headwind, pulling up injured and limping off the track in visible pain. As athletes milled about post-race, fans zeroed in on footage showing Thomas glancing her way but continuing on without stopping, a moment that ignited online backlash. Gabby has praised Elaine's comeback efforts, and Elaine often congratulates Gabby on her progress. They've even been seen chatting and laughing trackside like old friends. It's the kind of bond you don't always see between rivals. That's why at number 7, it's Elaine Thompson-Herah and Gabby Thomas. Sliding into number 6, it's Noah Lyles and Letsile Tebogo. Now, Noah is the flashy American showman, and Tebogo is the young star from Botswana nicknamed the Next Bolt. On the surface, it feels like a classic torch-passing rivalry. But instead of friction, these two are cool. The embers of their saga first flickered in 2023, during Noah Lyles' dominant season. The 27-year-old from Gainesville, Florida, known for his colorful hair, anime-inspired swagger, and unapologetic hype, had just stormed to 200-meter gold at the Budapest World Championships in 19.52 seconds, a time that screamed supremacy. Tebogo, then a lanky 20-year-old fresh off a world junior record, lined up against him in the Diamond League circuit, where Lyles edged him out in Lausanne. The 2025 season turned their respectful tension into a global obsession, a fire versus ice, Lyles' blazing personality against Tebogo's cool precision. Fast forward, Noah has taken Tebogo under his wing, offering advice and encouragement. Tebogo has said he looks up to Lyles, not just as a competitor, but as someone shaping the sport. That makes this relationship more like a mentorship than a rivalry. Now at number 5, we've got one of the biggest surprises, Usain Bolt and Justin Gatlin. If you watched track in the 2010s, you'd swear these two hated each other. Gatlin was the controversial challenger, Bolt the global superstar. Fans booed Gatlin, and the media hyped the rivalry as good versus evil. But here's the truth. Off the track they actually had a ton of respect for each other. In the pantheon of track and field, few rivalries have burned as brightly, or been as misunderstood, as that of Usain Bolt and Justin Gatlin. From the mid-2000s to the late 2010s, their clashes in the 100-meter and 200-meter were the stuff of legend. Bolt, the Jamaican supernova whose charisma and world records redefined sprinting, versus Gatlin, the American veteran dogged by doping scandals and cast as the sport's villain. Fans and media framed it as a cosmic battle, good versus evil, the pure-hearted showman against the tainted comeback king. Yet, beneath the boos and headlines, their relationship was a masterclass in professional respect, revealing two men who pushed each other to greatness while sharing a bond that transcended the track's drama. After Gatlin won the 2017 World Championships, one of the first people to hug him was Bolt. That moment proved that while fans wanted drama, the athletes chose sportsmanship and friendship. That's why at number 5, it's Bolt and Gatlin. At number 4, it's teammates turned rivals turned friends, Noah Lyles and Kenny Bednarek. The tension peaked at the 2025 U.S. Championships in Eugene on August 3rd. In a scorching 200-meter final, Lyles surged past Bednarek to win, but as they decelerated, Noah threw a taunting side-eye across lanes, a provocative flex that lit a fuse. Bednarek, not one for theatrics, responded with a two-handed shove to Lyles's back, a split-second act that stunned the Hayward Field crowd. "Don't do that to me," Kenny snapped, hinting at an unresolved off-track issue, while Lyles, bouncing back with arms wide, retorted, "Let's talk after this." The exchange, caught on NBC's cameras, exploded on X, with posts like, "Kenny just declared war on Noah," and "Lyles's stare-down got served," racking up millions of views. Bednarek's post-race words were sharp. "That's not good character," he told reporters, while Lyles called the shove assault, but admitted his glance was just racing. Fans braced for a full-blown feud, with some labeling Bednarek a sore loser, others cheering his stand against Noah's showboating. But the rift didn't last. Within days, on August 6th, Bednarek revealed on CNN they'd sat down for an hour-long talk, clearing the air. "Emotions got high, but we're brothers at the end of the day," he said, admitting his shove was heat of the moment while noting Lyles owned his part in escalating things. Noah, in a FlowTrack interview, doubled down on their bond. "Kenny's my guy. He keeps me honest, on and off the track. On the track they want to crush each other. But off it they're just two dudes chasing the same dream and having fun doing it." That's why at number 4 it's Lyles and Bednarek. Now for number 3, Shericka Jackson and Sha'Carri Richardson. When Sha'Carri burst onto the scene, many fans assumed her outspoken personality would clash with Shericka's quiet, determined style. Add in the Jamaica vs. USA rivalry, and the stage was set for tension. But no, these two have shown nothing but friendship. In the thunderous arena of women's sprinting, where the 100-meter and 200-meter dashes explode like fireworks under stadium lights, the rivalry between Sha'Carri Richardson and Shericka Jackson has become the pulsing heart of the sport, a high-voltage clash between an American firecracker and a Jamaican powerhouse that reignites the storied USA-Jamaica sprinting saga. On the track, they are relentless adversaries, trading blows in races that shave hundreds off records and send fans into frenzies. Off it, though, they are sisters in the truest sense. A bond of empathy, hugs, and quiet support that turns potential bitterness into something beautifully human, proving that elite competition doesn't have to erase warmth. They've been seen laughing together, congratulating each other after races, and showing that women's sprinting doesn't need unnecessary drama. That's why at number 3, it's Shericka Jackson and Sha'Carri Richardson. At number 2, it's Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone and Bol. Now here's the deal. Sydney has been rewriting history in the 400-meter hurdles, while Femke has been chasing right behind her. Fans hyped it up as a rivalry, like these two couldn't possibly get along. But in reality, they're super supportive of each other. Their paths first converged meaningfully at the 2021 Tokyo Olympics, a pandemic-delayed stage where the world glimpsed their potential. McLaughlin-Levrone, then 22 and still haunted by a heartbreaking Tokyo 4x400-meter relay DQ, exploded in the final, shattering Dalilah Muhammad's world record with a 51.46 seconds gold, her first major individual crown. Bol, the 21-year-old breakout star who'd already claimed European silver, fought valiantly for bronze, 52.03 seconds, her compact form and relentless drive marking her as the one to watch. No shade was thrown. Instead, Sydney later called Femke a beast who makes me better, while Bol gushed about racing the future of the event. Sydney has praised Femke's consistency, while Femke has called Sydney an inspiration. Off the track, they respect each other as two athletes pushing the limits of what's possible. That's why at number 2, it's Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone and Femke Bol. Finally, at number 1, we've got the newest and most surprising friendship: Noah Lyles and Kishane Thompson. Kishane is Jamaica's young sprint sensation, and many fans assumed he'd be Noah's biggest rival. And yes, on the track the battles are real. But behind the scenes, these two have shown nothing but good vibes. The seeds of the enemy's narrative were sown immediately after Paris 2024, where their photo finish left fans divided. Thompson, gracious in silver, later recounted in interviews that Lyles approached him post-race with a simple, "Kishane, I thought you got it," a moment of vulnerability from the usually bombastic Noah that went viral. But as 2025 unfolded, the optics shifted. Noah has praised Kishane's breakout performances, while Kishane has spoken about respecting Noah's consistency and personality. It's the kind of friendly rivalry that makes the sport exciting without the negativity. That's why at number 1, it's Noah Lyles and Kishane Thompson. So there you have it, 9 sprinters who fans thought were enemies but turned out to be cool friends off the track. These stories prove that rivalries don't have to mean hatred. In fact, some of the fiercest battles create the strongest bonds. Now I've got a question for you. Which friendship on this list surprised you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to see what you think. And if you enjoyed this countdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss another deep dive into the world of track and field. See you in the next video.